Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to review episode 5 of season 2 of 20s. This one's called Cop or Drop. Guess I have the pigtails, looking like a whole rugrat. So we start off with Hattie and Idina's writers group, and Hattie has actually read the scripts this time, and she gives them her critiques, but they're a little too harsh. She basically just focuses on like the negatives. Like she'll say like, oh, I like the ideal, but, and then she'll go through all these negatives. And it was clear that this threw the group off. And I was assuming that was the issue, but I was glad that Idina explained to her that the group, or at least this first meeting for their first draft, is just general thoughts, not just a list of negative critiques and opinions. Hattie has said she's not used to being around people, which I thought was funny. And then Idina started to ask her to go to a movie, but Hattie got a text from Marie. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, I don't know if I wrote that. I didn't write it in the notes, but I remembered that when Hattie went over Idina's script, it was funny because the script sounded like Idina's situation with Hattie possibly, and it was funny that Hattie didn't even really notice that, and the irony of it, because I guess there's one character, they're both women, and then one is into the other one, but one has her shit together and the other doesn't. It was funny that Hattie was like, I don't know why this character is chasing after this dusty girl. And it basically seemed like it was like mirroring Idina's situation to an extent, because I guess the character owned a business and everything, so I thought that was so funny. And then Hattie said that did she say she could relate to the story, but I think she wanted it to be more positive just because that's like a difficult thing to go through, I guess, because she said she had been through it before, where, how do you say it, unrequited? Hattie has said something about going through an unrequited love, just like the character, so she has experienced that. So Marie calls emergency, and we as the audience already know, and apparently Hattie already knows too, but Marie tells Nia and Hattie that Chuck is bisexual, came out as bisexual, and Hattie's just sitting there like, I know. It's basically like, she said, I know my people. I thought that was hilarious. First she said gay, and then Marie said bi, and Hattie was like, yes, bi. And Nia she's just shocked. She's just like, he's bi, are we okay with that? Are you okay with that? Which I thought was hilarious. And then Nia spoke quickly about going out on a date with Ben, and Marie said, Ben just really wants a black trophy on his arm right now. And that's what I think too. I mean, maybe not, but because Nia and Lauren are two completely different women, but something about Ben is just the way his character is written. Like I said, he's just dense, so I can see him wanting to be with a black woman just because of, I don't know, what we're talking about right now, black love and black trauma, and he's just like, well, I need to get on the bandwagon, protect black women, all of those things. So maybe that's what he's doing, because his character, I wouldn't put it past him. So Nia revealed that Marie doesn't know about Hattie and Ida, which for some reason I thought, I guess Hattie didn't tell Ida. I thought she told her maybe, was that the first episode, but I guess she didn't. And then we have a meeting between Marie and Quintrell, and they were talking about the film, and Quintrell basically asked, why do we need Monument? And he wanted everything to go through like a black business, like a black production company, black director, black everything. And Marie basically was like, well, where are we gonna get the money? Because Quintrell, I guess he's a basketball player in this, and he said, well, I have money, but Marie's like, no, you need a lot of money. And like she said, you have the distribution, you have different parts besides the money, and that's what I think of as well when people talk about black films and black production companies and everything black. There's so many moving parts. It can definitely be done, but it's not just the money. And even then, like, some people, even if you are a millionaire, like even like a small budget film can be $2 million, and that's a lot of money to invest in a film that might not see the light of day. So but I understand where he was coming from. And then just to skip ahead, Marie spoke to Chuck about it. They discussed it, and let me think. And Chuck told Marie to make the change because she had said it was like wishful thinking to make everything black. He was like, make the change. He asked her what if she worked outside of, I was about to say Paramount Monument, and she was like, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. And then Chuck said, you know, oh, the same hand that chose Ben over you. Yeah, I understand that. I think it's obviously a lot more difficult to make everything black, but you gotta put some work behind it, you know, if you want to see it. And it takes a team, it takes a lot of people to make this happen. So hopefully Marie goes through with it, and it doesn't. I mean, I would think that would affect her job if they found out that she, you know, if her and Quintrell worked with another production company other than Monument. So that could bite her in the ass. But so then we have Hattie and Idina so we got Hattie and Ida at the coffee spot, which I think that coffee spot is on the lot. It's at Monument, I think. And so Idina's there, she's kind of snooping around. She sees Hattie and Ida. And so some woman comes up and starts talking to Ida about her show. And, you know, Ida has her foot against Hattie. And then when the woman shows up, she just kind of moves away. And basically, she introduces Hattie as like a young, aspiring writer instead of friend, girlfriend, sex buddies, I don't know. But and so of course Hattie doesn't like this, and she leaves, and I'm like, Idina would never. You got a good thing right under your nose. But more on that later on. We have Ben and Nia at the red carpet, and then a dinner date. And so again, Ben, you should have saw me. I was watching this today, and once he started talking about whatever project he wants to work on, joy, positive things, happy, joy, unicorns and rainbows, I just made this face because I'm just done with him. And then he said something about, you know, I guess the characters are super happy and joyous, and then they go into outer space to fight evil aliens. Like, what are you talking about? And this guy got the job over Marie. Like, I'm sick. So I'm getting light skins mixed up. Ben brings up Marie, and Nia says something about her always being serious and that she needs to chill a bit. And then Ben also said that he wanted to make a movie that everybody likes. I'm just sick of him. So then we have Idina and Hattie hanging out. Idina brings up Hattie, something about her being rejected, and so then Hattie goes back because I guess she feels, well, she's like, you know, hey, I apologize to you specifically about our thing. Don't throw it up in my face. Which, I mean, I guess that's kind of what Idina was doing, because she's just like, okay, you got rejected in public by Ida. Now you know how I feel. But I don't know, maybe she wasn't bringing it up. Maybe she was just saying, like, I peeped it, because she was right there when Hattie left, or Hattie and Ida started going back and forth. So, and Idina said, Ida ain't shit. I don't know why you dealing with her. Why are you here? You got two best friends. And Hattie's just like, you understand me. And Idina, I don't know if I've been saying Ida or Idina. Idina's just like, well, I'm your gay friend, you know? So, I don't know. I think that, you know, she said, you know, you changed my life with different things. You don't let me get away with stuff. But, and I don't know. I think that it could be two things, or it could be a few things. Maybe she goes to her because she is a lesbian and she feels like she'll understand her more than Marie and Nia. But I also think that maybe she's starting to like her. I'm not sure. Because it's obvious that Idina likes Hattie. I can't really tell if Hattie has feelings for Idina. I think right now Idina is a better match for Hattie. I think that because Idina and Ida are similar. They both tell Hattie the truth even when she doesn't want to hear it. But Idina is softer than Ida. and I don't think that Hattie's as intimidated by Idina. And then I think that, of course, Idina is more, what's the word? Like, she's more secure with her sexuality and herself. So she would never have an issue with going out with Hattie, even with, you know, her being more masculine presenting. And I know, like I had talked about last season, for some people, like even with Hattie, she was just like, we look weird together. And Idina doesn't care about that. So she's secure with herself, and that's what Hattie needs, versus Ida, who's not all the way secure with being out and open, which, you know, is something that she has to work on, that Hattie's not comfortable with that. But, you know, at the end of the day, they might end up together, but I still believe in, because I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, Idina's the better person for you, what is wrong with you? And, you know, people still have preferences. Like, if Hattie's not into her, then she shouldn't, they're not compatible. But I don't know. I think obviously Idina's the better choice, but if Hattie don't like her, she don't like her. It seems like she just sees her as like a friend right now, a really good friend. But they may end up together, or Idina might just move on, because, you know, basically, in a way, she's doing what Hattie's doing with Ida. I don't want to say she's well, she did ask her to the movie, so it's kind of like you're pursuing Hattie and getting irritated at her for pursuing Ida, but you're doing the same thing. So, and then she said, if you keep running back to Ida, she'll never change. And Hattie had suggested that she might break it off. And also, she said she wanted Idina to pray for her, and Idina said she wasn't a believer, but then she said her father's a pastor, so she got her. So I don't know if she was joking or not. I'm skipping over Ben and Nia, so there's that. Okay, what is a Sinspia? Is that just like a fancy backyard movie screening? So basically, Ida invited Hattie over, and she had the backyard looking amazing, for like, you know, for them to watch a movie and eat. But Hattie basically felt like it was similar to the restaurant situation. You know, we're in private. This is when you want to wine and dine and love on me, show me some affection, but I don't appreciate it. And so Hattie basically made some rules. I don't know if it was just for that night or other nights, that there's no touching, no kissing, no none of that, until, I don't even know, I guess until Ida starts to change a bit. And I think she accepted that, but she still tried to touch Hattie. And the one thing I noticed, there was like a lot of fancy weed smoking stuff going on. So Ida got Hattie this like expensive vape pen, and then I noticed when Hattie and Idina were smoking, they had like the thing holding their joints, well, it wasn't a blunt, but their joints, and I was like, this stuff is fancy. And then, you know, Hattie leaves. She basically says that she needs to take a break from Ida, and Ida's like, from what? We're not even dating. Oh, shade. Hattie's like, exactly. And she said, I'm tired of being in shit when I don't really know what it is, and it makes me sad. And Ida's like, we don't want that. So, and she also said, you know, with this back and forth, I'm gonna be the one to lose. Ida could possibly lose too, if she really gets feelings for if she's a person who really falls for people. I feel like Hattie feels like she'll lose in the end, because at least it seems like she's fully invested into the relationship, and Ida's not. And at least right now, it feels like Ida, but I don't know, because I don't know if Ida's exactly that person who can just drop somebody and drop her feelings and forget about the person and move on. Like, obviously she's not fully committed to Hattie, but that doesn't mean that she'll be okay, like she'll be able to move on if her and Hattie stop, because obviously she didn't want her to leave. But I feel like Hattie's more into this relationship than Ida is, and Hattie feels as though that she's not going to be able, it's going to affect her more than it will affect Ida. And I don't know if she was also talking about their like financial situations, because Hattie's broke right now, and her going through a bad breakup will affect her more than it'll affect Ida because of the financial situation, because she's younger, because she's fully invested. That's what I took from it. Maybe it would really affect Ida as well, whether or not she has money or not. So then Hattie met up with Marie. I wasn't sure who she was going to meet up with. And at least in this scene, it didn't show her telling Marie that she was with Ida. They were just talking. And I noticed a lot in this season from the first episode that there's a lot of, I don't know if I would call them POV shots, but there's a lot of the characters looking directly into the camera at, you know, the person they're speaking to. And I thought that was, I don't know if I like it or not, but I just noticed it. And Marie revealed that she's been fantasizing about Quintrell, and Hattie said that's okay, blase blase. And I mean, especially now, well, I don't know if Marie told the girls that she's also doing the whole open relationship thing, so she needs to just have sex with Quintrell and like get it over with. But then again, I don't know if she should have sex with him because they're working together, and that might ruin their collaboration. It might mess some things up, so maybe, I don't know if they should do that or not. And it's funny that Hattie brought up that she was fantasizing, or she has fantasized about CeCe Peniston. And I love house music, but I was just like, which one is she? I just couldn't think of the song that she sings, or that she sang. Finally it's happened to me. Who was I thinking? I was thinking, I don't know her name, but it's like, you got to show me love. What's her name? Robin S. I was thinking Show Me Love, but I was like, that's not her. And then I was thinking she's homeless, she's home. I get all of those songs mixed up and all of those artists mixed up, but I love house music. But anyway, I really thought that this episode had like really, really, really nice music. Yeah, I liked this episode. It was a funny episode. So I don't know what's to come. I don't know if Hattie is actually going to take a break from Ida. I mean, she came over, and she didn't stick to her rules all the way through, but for the most part, I mean, she left. So I don't know if she'll come back to Ida, and I don't know how she's going to determine that Ida has changed, unless she's like, hey, we're going somewhere public, and that will let me know that you are ready. That will let me know that you're ready to have a relationship with me. But also Ida has to tell her, like, even if they go public, it doesn't go into the public, doesn't mean that Ida's all in. But I think it is a huge step for Ida, so it could possibly mean that, you know, she goes out to a public place with Hattie. It could mean that she really wants to be in a relationship. So maybe Hattie might suggest that later on. Maybe Ida will come through, or Ida will say like, no, I'm choosing when I go public, and Hattie's just gonna be like, okay, so we're still on a break. And if she ends up with somebody else, then that's just what's going to happen. So one thing I was thinking about with this episode was I was wondering when Ida came out. Well, if she ever came out, or when, because I thought that her script that Nia read, I thought it was about her and a guy. So I don't know if I missed that she was like married to a guy, and then now she's bisexual, or if she's, you know, a lesbian. I think, because she never said she was a lesbian, she just said she likes women, so she could be bisexual. But I was just wondering if she has dated women in the past. But obviously I don't think she's gone public with them, because then people would know and she wouldn't even have an issue with being with Hattie. So that's about it. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe, and look forward to my review of episode 6 of season 2 of 20s. Thanks for watching.